Welcome back to Pause to 3, the podcast that fearlessly explores the dark, heavy, and hard to talk about aspects of life. I'm your host, Jennifer, also known as the purple and gray-haired Nana of the internet, and I'm here to guide you on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Just want to mention I am not a professional. I am simply a human who is sharing her stories on this roller coaster journey of life with the hopes that my stories will inspire others to be just a bit more kind, a bit more gentle on themselves as they navigate the ups and downs of life. Life can be messy, challenging, and downright difficult at times. But here at Pause 2-3, I believe that it's in those moments of struggle that we find our true selves. Through honest conversations, introspection, and a sprinkle of humor, we'll navigate the twists and turns of life together. This podcast is for those of you who are tired of surface-level conversations and crave something deeper. We'll dive headfirst into topics like mental health, self-doubt, relationships, and everything in between. No topic is too taboo to be explored because I believe that by shining a light on the dark and heavy parts of life, we can find the strength to overcome them and also help others find their own strength. But Pause 2-3 isn't just about dwelling on the negatives. It's about finding the silver linings, the lessons and the growth that come from facing life's challenges head on. We'll share stories of resilience, triumph, and personal transformation to inspire you on your own journey. Whether you're listening during your morning commute, on a solo walk, or curled up with a cup of tea, Pause 2-3 is your companion in navigating the complexities of life. Each episode will leave you feeling empowered, motivated, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. So join me here at Pause 2-3 as we uncover the hidden gems within life's darkest moments. Together, we'll embrace vulnerability, find our true selves, and live our best lives ever. So get ready to hit pause, dive deep, and emerge stronger than ever before. Welcome to Pause 2-3, where I explore the darkness to discover the extraordinary. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to this journey of overcoming codependency with me, Jen, purple and gray-haired Nana from Pause 2-3. And on today's episode, number 7, we are looking at the importance of setting boundaries and what the heck are boundaries. So before I continue on, I just want to let you know again, this podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or give professional advice. I do strongly encourage anyone who feels they may be in a codependent situation to seek out some mental health professional guidance if you are wanting to dig a little deeper with this. I am simply sharing some things I have been discovering about myself and for myself on my journey. And I do this in order to help shed some light for others who may be feeling like I was and maybe a little bit confused about what is happening in their life. So setting boundaries, what does that even mean? In a relationship, this often refers to the process of establishing limits, or I guess for lack of a better word, rules that promote respect, safety, and well-being for all the parties involved. Okay, it's about being able to clearly communicate your needs, your values, your preferences, as well as understanding and respecting the needs, values, and preferences of your partner or the other person in this relationship with you. So boundaries can cover a wide range of aspects in relationships, including but not limited to emotional, physical, and even digital spaces. You know, in this time of the world that we're living in right now, digital spaces are something that we really need to be mindful of and setting boundaries there, as well as time spent together or apart and interactions with friends and families. So really, boundaries cover a whole lot of little details. So when we talk about creating healthy boundaries, this really involves a whole bunch of self-awareness and also honesty about what you're comfortable with and what you are not comfortable with. So like, what are your negotiables in relationships and what are your non-negotiables? And being aware of those is crucial. So it requires courage. It requires the courage to speak up, but it also requires a willingness to listen and to be willing to negotiate with your partner or the other person in this relationship. This process is crucial for maintaining our sense of individuality, our autonomy within the relationship. But it also allows us to build mutual respect and support in the relationship. So boundaries really just help to ensure that each person is feeling valued, they're feeling understood. And when this happens and when this is taking place, this reduces the likelihood of misunderstanding and conflicts. Now, keep in mind that setting boundaries, it's an ongoing process and it's going to need some adjustments and tweaking as the relationship evolves and as individuals grow and change, because we all know that every day we're growing and learning more about ourselves and changing. And it's a real sign of maturity in a healthy relationship when both partners can openly discuss their boundaries and work together to honor them. Okay, so it does take cooperation by both parties, but even still as an individual, you can work on your own boundaries, finding out what your boundaries are and building well-defined boundaries that are going to help build a foundation of trust in any relationship that you are trying to build and keep going in your life. So let's take a look at some tips that might help as you begin exploring what it means and how to set healthy boundaries. Because keep in mind, if you are prone to codependent patterns, and this is habits that you've been in your whole life, setting healthy boundaries is going to be foreign. It's going to feel different. It's going to feel odd. It's going to require you to have inner strength and commitment, but you can definitely do it. So the first tip is learning to identify your own personal values, your priorities, and your boundaries. Because when you can identify these three things, that is going to help you navigate the interactions you have with other people. So when it comes to identifying your personal values, take some time to reflect on what is truly important in your life. What makes you feel whole? What makes you feel at peace? What makes you feel good in a relationship? This could include things such as honesty, compassion, personal growth. You want those things in a relationship. And the priorities can be determined by considering what brings you the most joy and fulfillment. Is it spending time with loved ones? Is it pursuing a passion? Is it taking care of your health? And all of these things, the personal values and priorities, are really going to become kind of the setting foundation or the building blocks to help you create your boundaries. Now, the second point I want to look at is when it's about communication. And when it comes to practicing assertive communication. And in assertive communication, I don't mean, like taking control and being disrespectful. This is all part of learning how to express your needs and boundaries in a clear and respectful manner. So, for example, if you have somebody in your life and you feel that the boundaries are kind of being crossed or you're getting uncomfortable, practicing assertively communicating by using I statements, to express how their actions are impacting you. So I feel like you're not giving me the opportunity to be myself, or I feel like you're trying to lessen my emotions. But when you say like I feel, then it's you bringing up the spotlight back to you, because it is important that you understand and learn how to express yourself, because this may be something that you haven't done. But the key to this is remembering to stay calm and composed while clearly stating your needs. So it's about learning how to be respectful in your communication styles. And again, friends, this is going to take time. This is going to take practice. And this is where it's really, it really takes a lot of commitment. But this is where, seeking help from professionals or support groups might come in handy. So stay tuned in episode 9 coming up, where we're going to talk about seeking support a little bit more. But carrying on now, the third tip I want to talk about when it comes to setting healthy boundaries is being consistent in enforcing your boundaries. So once you start to realize what your boundaries are, what your non-negotiables are, what you're willing to accept and not accept, it's crucial to maintain, to be consistent, when you're working at maintaining these relationships and emotional well-being for yourself. So if someone is continuing to disregard your boundaries, you're probably used to just letting things slide and, falling back into your unhealthy patterns, lessening yourself, being quiet, and just letting them run the show. But it's important to stand firm, and it's important to communicate your limits clearly, coming back to your boundaries, and prioritizing self-care is really goes hand in hand with your boundaries. Your boundaries help you have self-care, and self-care is practicing being consistent with your boundaries. And this is all crucial for your emotional well-being. So this could include setting aside time for activities that bring you joy. Doing things that really make you feel alive and full of joy and confidence and self-love. So it's really important to remember that it is okay. It is more than okay. It is crucial to prioritize yourself and your well-being. And when you begin to identify your values and you practice assertive communication and you practice enforcing your boundaries consistently, this is going to help you create a healthier relationship, first of all, with yourself, because ultimately that's the goal, but also with others. So hopefully these points on setting boundaries and kind of explaining what boundaries are, hopefully this shares a little bit of light with you on ways you can start to set boundaries in all areas of your life. So again, as we finish up here, I just want to thank you for taking your time to tuning into Pause 2-3. And I want you to remember to pause, remember to reflect, and that this journey about growing is an ongoing process. And it's something we need to look at every day and every moment, remind ourselves that it is okay to set boundaries and it is okay to put yourself first. So until next time, my friends, sending you much peace, love, and kindness as you go about your journey. And again, remember, practice the pause.
So as we say goodbye for now, thank you for sharing your precious time with me. And until next time, be kind to yourself and others. Peace and love to you all. Now, if you like this podcast and its vision, please share it with a friend or on your social media accounts to say thank you, or leave me a comment. If you have an idea or some topics or some guest speakers you'd love to hear about, please share them with me as well. Thanks, guys. Take care. Until next time.